Man, I hope.
We're live. Hey, Coach.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of Around the SWAC. Week 7 of exciting SouthWestern Athletic Conference football is in the books. The Bulldogs of Alabama State victorious this week over the Delta Devils of Mississippi Valley State. A couple of trips to Florida, Daytona and Tallahassee to be complete. Bethune-Cookman gives it to Southern. And then North Carolina Central turned around and gave it back to FAMU. Alcorn State, well, they finally get another win with a victory over Lincoln of California. Nothing. While we've got some discussion about that. Jackson, Mississippi was the premier place to be over the weekend. Homecoming in Jackson, Mississippi. The vet did not disappoint, in the words of Charles Bishop. Jackson State wins a thriller, 38-34.
Mm-hmm.
Then we head over to Pine Bluff, Arkansas, where the Golden Lions might be visiting Hades after defeating Westgate Christian 79-10.
Yeah.
They're in big trouble. And then finally, ladies and gentlemen, we end up in Grambling, Louisiana for another evening thriller as the Texas Southern University Tigers win 2 in a row.
Somewhere there's a happy guy named Chatterbox.
And there's a happy guy named Chris Dishman, and the Tigers of Texas Southern with a victory over Grambling State, 21-20.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, what a great week of exciting SWAC football action. Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Breast cancer affects 69% of the women in America. A simple mammogram will do. Early detection is key. You can ask Hallelujah Sunshine, my wife, Melanie Porter is a breast cancer survivor, and she has a large community of people who follow her and who interact with her in breast cancer awareness, all kinds of activities that they do. Just last night, it was Breast Cancer Awareness Night at the women's volleyball game at Prairie View A&M, and she was honored. Let's see here. Also, we want to remind you of our legacy sponsors, folks. PV Power and XD Promotions, Homecoming Live broadcast coming up on October the 24th. That is a Friday. But before we get the show started, talking with the guys, folks, we've got some concerns. Homecomings going on across Americas at HBCUs and college campuses everywhere.
Yep.
And there has been a rash of violence that are surrounding some of these activities. And we're truly concerned. Now, let's just throw it out there right now. Splendid Media and all of its constituents, all of its partners promote responsible fun. Okay. And for those of you who are going to get this in a share on some of the groups that we're a part of, share this with your young people and tell them that we're watching now. I've talked to several members of law enforcement, Rick, G. Boom, in the Waller area, and there's zero tolerance for that foolishness.
Let me ask you, is this involving, you probably have found by now, is this involving the student body, or is this just a bunch of castaways who don't belong to anything, who are making their way on campus causing this confusion?
Well, I don't have an accurate statistic, so we want to be very accurate in what we say. However, my experience and my study and my observation of what's going on, Rick, is a lot of times it's not persons who are even associated with either school. They just come for the fun, they come for the crowd, and these things happen. A lot of times it's off-campus events. Unfortunately, there was a shooting at Alcorn State that was on campus. And I guarantee you, it wasn't anybody that are sitting in an easy chair on Sunday watching football. Not our group. It's the young people, and we want you to come and have fun during our celebrations. But if you're bringing some of that foolishness, if you got beat with somebody that might be there, we don't want you here. Don't come. You are not welcome if you're coming here to start any kind of foolishness. And a lot of times alcohol plays a key in, the excitement, and it spills over into violence. So, I mean, we are not condoning any of that. But if you are, know your limits, because we promote responsible fun.
Quick question, CP3, before we go any further.
Got a couple of more minutes because we got to hit the train.
We got a homecoming coming up this weekend here in Houston, and we have one coming up next weekend on the Hill.
Absolutely.
How prepared are we?
I can't give that kind of information. I'm sure, though. I'm sure with being around both of these institutions that they have planned well, and they have contingency plans for anything that possibly could happen. We don't want to talk nothing into existence. Anything that might possibly happen, I'm sure.
Amen.
All kinds of checks and balances for any type of situation. Texas Southern, I was going to start to let you know, Texas Southern's homecoming is this weekend, and their president is shutting down the tailgate at 7:00.
Ooh, I didn't know that.
I mean, this is just Charles's personal opinion. I ain't trying to sway nobody one way or trying to start no campaign about nothing. I don't agree with that, because there are alums who wait all year to come and celebrate homecoming. They prepare a long time beforehand, and then at the last minute, a few days before, to be told that their celebration and efforts might be cut short. I don't think it's fair.
Right.
For other people who come on to the campuses and cause havoc. I mean, in our tailgates, we're old school. If we see all that foolishness happening, we're going to stop you. We're watching. We're going to say something. We're going to call the cops on you. And I'm telling you, there's plenty room in the Waller County Jail in Hempstead. They got a brand new facility. It's a beautiful place. You just go in there and spend the rest of your weekend. And if you choose to act silly, then that is what is going to happen to you, if you come down here with that foolishness. So let's have a good time. Let's promote responsible fun. Is the bell ringing? Let's promote responsible fun here. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your fellow alums, the students here that when you see them and you see a Prairie View shirt on a student, you tell them, all right, we're promoting responsible fun. Okay, and we're watching.
If you see something, say something.
If you see something, say something. I want to remind you of you can follow us on all of our social media platforms at Splendid Media Resource on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube. Go ahead and hit like and subscribe and share. Like, subscribe, share. Like and share. Like and share. Ooh, we really like to share. So do that for us. We want to thank you for all of the persons who have shared the game day features that we do here at Splendid Media. We've had 2 so far, 10,000 views on those game day posts. Also, Power Play, PB Power and XD Promotions is celebrating homecoming starting Monday. I want to send a shout out to Al Johnson and his entire crew. Both of these production companies who are having events at Prairie View, they also promote responsible fun in all of their activities. A homecoming live broadcast on Friday, October the 24th. It will be live from the tailgate area. We're gonna let you know when we get there where we're gonna set up, because it's gonna be a surprise. It's gonna be an hour and a half show. And we're trying to schedule. We're working on scheduling people from Prairie View to come in and tell you what's going on, so that you can get here safely, you can get here easily, and you know what to expect. Don't come over here holler about you didn't know, because we're going to try to make sure you know everything Friday. If you've got questions about anything in homecoming, go ahead and give us a call or give us an email, drop us a line. You can text us and we'll get those questions in. You can put them in the comments. Well, let's go to Huntsville, Alabama. Man, what a game, what a game, what a game. I tell you, congratulations to the Bulldogs of Alabama A&M and their victory. The Bulldogs now are sporting a record. Come on, where's my stuff? Come on up. Jenny Willikers, there we go. The Bulldogs now are sporting a record of 4-3 overall, 1-2 in conference play. Mississippi Valley, the victim, they are still winless on the year. Rick Godfrey, what a game down in Lewis Crew Stadium in beautiful Huntsville, Alabama.
Yes, it was. It started out as a I had Alabama picked all the way through. Coach Sam Shade and his group have done a phenomenal job assembling those young men. FAMU always a formidable foe for anybody that they have to play that week. But needless to say, the Bulldogs showed up, showed out, and they are still in the hunt for the SWAC East title.
Well, let me say this about Mississippi Valley State. They start real well. They won the first quarter 9-7. And then the Bulldogs kind of got their lather going and won the second quarter 10-7. After halftime, 21-3 was the score. Alabama added 7 more to make that score 45 as Valley added 6 more in the fourth quarter on a couple of field goals to get 25 points. 45-25 was that final score. Alabama A&M doubled the first down production of Mississippi Valley State. 29 first downs for Mississippi Valley State, 240 yards on the ground, 254 in the air for a total of 494 yards of total offense. On the other side of the ball, Mississippi Valley State, Rick, with 14 first downs, 8 rushing and 6 passing. They shut down the passing attack of the Delta Devils in great fashion. They had on the ground 153 yards and in the air 173 yards for a total of 326 yards of total offense. I always run and look at the penalties, Rick. You know, how many mistakes were made and who made most of those mistakes in this game?
Well, you know the old adage, whoever makes the most turnovers and whatever team is the most penalized is subject to be the team that'll probably lose that game. Come on.
Well, if we look at the penalties, and I just had it and it skipped down. Wait a minute. If you look at the penalties here for both teams, Mississippi Valley only 7 penalties for 49 yards and 8 for Alabama A&M for 69 yards. They did a great job with limiting the penalties. I just think Alabama A&M got to the best of them at home, that home crowd. Mississippi Valley State is not a bad team. They've got some great athletes on that team. Coach is doing a great job with them. I mean, he's got NFL, lineage. He can do a great job with that team. I think the people of Mississippi need to get behind them and really help Coach get those Delta Devils going.
Right.
Let's see some superlatives. Josh Brown was 9 of 18 in the air for 123 yards and a touchdown. Alabama A&M's Eric Handley stepped in to throw 24 completions out of 32 attempts for 247 yards in the air. That's where they got it done. A couple of people on the ground game for Alabama A&M. Colton Nero with 7 carries for 71 yards. Ryan Morrow with 9 carries for 54 yards. And Isaiah Nakawono, 9 carries for 44 yards. On the other side of the ball, the quarterback, Josh Brown, had to get it done on the ground. 8 carries for 76 yards, 12 for 35 for Norman Taylor, and Twan Webster only 7 carries for 22 yards. The ball distributed well for Alabama A&M. Frank Pierre with 4 catches, 88 yards and a touchdown. Devon Walker, 3 catches for 50 yards. Andre Craig, 3 catches for 20 yards. And Price, Tony, Peterson, and Parker, all with 2 catches apiece for the Alabama A&M Bulldogs. They got it done on the in the air on the other side of the ball. Mekhi Norris with 3 catches for 57 yards. Caleb Brown with 3 catches for 36 yards and a touchdown. Man, what a great game. Defensively, Jalen Wright leads the Delta Devils with 9 tackles. Douglas Franklin, outside linebacker, down lineman, nose tackle, Douglas Franklin with 8 tackles to lead the Mississippi Valley State Delta Devils. On the other side of the ball, 10 tackles for Wyatt Wright and 9 tackles for Jeremiah Davis. What a great game here for both teams. But the Bulldogs of Alabama A&M come out victorious on that one. And again, they take their record to 3-2, 1-2 in conference play. Well, I hear the train whistle blowing. I think it's time for us to get on the train, man. We got a nice long ride, folks. Let's head to Tallahassee, Florida.
Don't worry, you're gonna get that car someday.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let's go to Daytona, Florida first. It's the furthest south. Let's pull into Daytona, where Bethune-Cookman handed Southern University their hat. Wow, what a game down in beautiful Daytona, Florida.
Yeah,
what a great game for the Bethune-Cookman Wildcats. Coach Woody has got those guys really playing. Man, they've got a great ground attack. I tell you, they've got some great players there. What a game down in Daytona, Florida, as Bethune-Cookman whomps the Southern Jaguars 45-14. Man, they got to play Prairie View this week. It's going to be tough.
Yep. The Southern Jaguars ran into a buzzsaw there in Florida. We expected, I expected. I don't know about you. I don't know about anybody else, but I expected a lot more production from that game, always game Jaguar group from the Bluff. Needless to say, Bethune-Cookman was like a sawed-off shotgun. They were cocked and loaded, and they emptied the barrels on the Jaguars. But needless to say, I have a few statistics from that game regarding the Bethune-Cookman Wildcats. No, that's not the game that I have. That's,
let's start out by talking about the scoring in the game. 45-14, the final score. It was even up in the first quarter. 7 points apiece in the first quarter. BCU got off to a great start in the second quarter with a couple of touchdowns to take that one 21-7 at the half. And then in the third quarter, they exploded with 17 points. And then 7 in the fourth quarter, 45 points for the Wildcats. Only 7 points in the second half for the Southern Jaguars. They're having problems there with their offense. Yes, Trey Holly. And I'm gonna run down here and take a look at the statistics for Trey Holly, who is their go-to guy.
He's their workhorse.
Yeah, 14 carries for 74 yards. I mean, you kind of wonder if they're really blocking for him. Trey Holly is the leading rusher in Louisiana football history. Mm-hmm. So he's Mr. Football down there. Left from LSU, came over to Southern University. And he's got a lot of talent. But Cam McCoy, I mean, gee whiz, 100 yards in the air, 5 of 12. Ashton Struther came in and threw 13 passes, 9 completions to match that 101 yards. That's but right. Trey Holly is the only rushing offense that the Southern Jaguars could muster up with those 74 yards. I mean, no one else in double figures. Christian Smith, 1 of 13. Southern tried to get it done in the air. They just were not successful.
The closest guy to Trey Holly, as you mentioned, was Christian Smith. 1 carry for 13 yards. And you would think that, well, I gave him the football and he got 13 yards. You gotta wonder at what point of the game did he carry that 1 carry for 13 yards, or if he was productive enough to give the football to a little bit more. On the passing side of the football, as you mentioned, McCoy shared the signal calling duties with Ashton Strother. They both had a 101-yard game passing, and they both threw a touchdown. Are we talking quarterback controversy on the bluff? We'll find out soon. And on the receiving side, the Jaguars have a receiver by the name of Darren Morris who had 3 catches for a touchdown and 87 yards, but he had a long catch of 71 yards. Behind him was Malachi Jackson, who had 4 catches for 39 yards, and he had a long catch of 15 and a touchdown as well. There were several other receivers who contributed: Kobe Brown, Jermaine Minor, Dupree Fuller, Gerard Hicks. Trey Holly didn't have a catch. He simply ran the football the best he could. And as you said, he is a workhorse when handed the football.
Yeah, that tough 4-3 defense and those stunts were really loading up the box, the tackle box, and they just couldn't get anything on the inside or the outside because their linebackers were crashing. Their defensive end was putting a lot of pressure on Cam. Incidentally, here's a fun fact. How many Cams are there in the Southwestern Athletic Conference? That's kind of funny there. But Cameron Ransom, man, he was just perfect. 27 of 36 for 254 yards and 2 touchdowns. He was great. Timmy McClain came in with a couple of tosses, 3 for 3 for 17 yards. That's at the end of the game. However, man, he really got it done in the air. On the ground, a couple of notables. Rashawn Brown, 9 carries for 68 yards, and Elijah Scott Jr., 14 carries for 59 yards. But, man, look at the production of Malik Huggins. Malik Huggins with 8 catches for 92 yards. Josh Evans, 4 catches for 50. Lorenzo Jenkins had a catch, the big tight end, for 33 yards. 5 catches for Javon Ross for 28 yards. Incidentally, Lorenzo Jenkins caught a touchdown. Also, Ricky Shaw, the second, with 3 catches.
I like that name.
2 yards. Ricky Shaw. Yeah, Ricky, I know you like that. 3 for 22 and a touchdown. And they really got it done in the air for the Bethune-Cookman Wildcats. A couple of exciting kickoff returns. Javon Ross had a couple for 46 yards in the returns to excite the crowd. That was great defensively. Well, Bethune-Cookman, Steven Sparrow leads all tacklers with 6. Jalen Lewis with 4. And then, I mean, the rest of the team got 2 tackles. I mean, 2 tackles all the way down the line from Antoine Watts, Tariq Hollinger, Gabriel Cash with a couple of tackles, LaRon Davis with a couple of tackles. The leaders again, Stephen Sparrow Jr. with 6 tackles, Jalen Lewis with 4, and then 3 apiece from Isaiah Washburn, Jordan Johnson, and Jaden Davis, those 2 linebackers and that strong safety man. What a great game. The Bethune-Cookman Wildcats improved their record to let's see, here we go. Improve their record to 3-4. Southern University 1-5 for the first time in I guess eons. Gee whiz, man. Somebody is on the hot seat down there in Southern University.
I've known the Jaguar fans to be kind of impatient with the coaches, so I'm gonna stop.
Kind of impatient. Well, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Let's head to Tallahassee. Well, North Carolina Central MEAC Bowl came in to Tallahassee, Florida at Riley Bragg Stadium and handed the FAMU Rattlers another loss on their season. Man, golly gee willikers, man. I know I know Coach is pulling his hair out of his head down in Tallahassee. FAMU 45. Pardon me. Central North Carolina Central 45-7 over the Rattlers of FAMU. Man, what a game! Actually, that's Chatterbox's team, isn't it? So we're gonna have to pull in for Chatterbox here. Man, what a great game! I mean, the atmosphere is electric there. So it's kind of tough to see FAMU get to this point. Coach Cozy's doing a great job at FAMU, stepping in for his second year at the helm. And I mean, gee whiz, it started off slow. North Carolina Central got off to a slow start in the first quarter with only 7 points, but then caught fire in the second quarter and to lead them 28-0 going into the half. Seven points in the third quarter to come out of the box, and then 10 in the fourth quarter. 45-7 was that score, man. Gee, what a great game in the on the ground for the North Carolina Central. 24 first downs to FAMU's 11, 195 yards on the ground and 204 yards in the air. 11 first downs, Rick, for Coach Cozy's Rattlers. Only 11. Their offense is really struggling. 43 yards on the ground and only 86 in the air. Man, I tell you, that defense was swarming on FAMU.
North Carolina Central was led by the three-headed monster, for lack of a better way to explain it. The quarterback, Harris, 21 completions on 27 attempts. That's probably 80% clip passing for 278 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. On the running side, Mr. Mosley had 23 carries for 131 yards and a touchdown, and the wide receiver Peterson had 8 catches for 104 yards. North Carolina Central is probably as well-rounded a football team as you'll find, and I think, correct me if I'm wrong, they're in the running for the MEAC lead or championship.
Yes, sir. They absolutely are.
Yeah. So needless to say, hey, I'm not surprised that the outcome was in favor of North Carolina Central. I'm just a little shocked by the score.
Well, the defense there of FAMU, not bad. Four sacks for 28 yards defensively on the gridiron of the ball. Jelani Vassell with 8 tackles for North Carolina Central, 6 for Isaiah Lawson on the other side of the tape.
Right.
Simeon Hines, the leading tackler, with 7, and a plethora of Rattlers with 6 tackles. Corey Collier, Jerome Nichols, and Nayron Jenkins, along with Chase Lloyd, all with 4 tackles. Just not enough for the Rattlers to overcome the powerful attack of the FAMU Rattlers. I'm using my speaker now. Can you still hear me good, guys?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, still hear me good, guys? Okay. All right, I had to plug it back in there. Well, that final score, again, 45-7 in favor of the North Carolina Central. What is their mascot? They're the Pirates? What is North Carolina Central? I got a brain for it here.
The Eagles.
Eagles, the North Carolina Central Eagles over FAMU Rattlers. Thank you, sir. Pushing their record, North Carolina Central, that is, 5-2. They have yet to play a conference game, so they start conference this week. Florida A&M, 1-4.
1-4.
And 0-1 in conference play. Man, they've got some problems down there. They're going to have to work some stuff out.
Right.
Oh, man. Well, let's get out of sunny Florida here. We got a nice little trip. Let's head over back to the reservation in Lauren, Mississippi. Well, the Alcorn State Braves finally get on the winning track. I am so glad for head coach Cedric Thomas, man, and the fans down at Alcorn, and unfortunately surrounding their victory. A tragedy is shooting there on campus, and we're going to pray for the whole community, as well as those involved there and that foolishness down there. We're really adamant about it. 42-0, a big win over Lincoln of California. A lot of controversy surrounding, was Lincoln even going to show up after not showing up for a couple of games earlier in the season? They played Mississippi Valley State, I think, this week.
Yes.
And they're going to be traveling again from California back down to Mississippi, and then they've got to come back and come to Prairie View, man. What a tough schedule. I hope they're making some money. I hope they're making some money there. 14-0 was the score in the first quarter. The second quarter, the Braves added 7 more, exploded in the third quarter with 21 more points to take that one 42-0. Not a whole lot to talk about. The Alcorn State Braves, though, were in a fight. 17 first downs. The LU, the guys from Lincoln, California, only with 13 first downs. Only 4 more by ASU. On the ground, though, the Lincoln, what are they, the Tigers?
Yes.
Are they the Tigers? I think they're, oh man, shame on me. 213 yards on the ground for Lincoln, 134 yards on the ground for the Braves. The Braves got it done in the air, 10 catches there for 134 yards. No, 384 yards. I'm sorry. Let me back up. 384 yards rushing for Alcorn State, and 134 yards, getting ahead of myself there, in the air. Lincoln with a negative 21 yards rushing and 213 yards in the air. It was tough for Lincoln, but it was great on homecoming for the Alcorn State Braves.
Right. On the Alcorn State side, they had 2 running backs exceed 100 yards rushing. Sewell and Davis, them alone combined for 300 yards rushing for the day, which means that there were a happy bunch of backup running backs.
Well, I got a chance to watch them, though, Rick. As you know, down in Prairie View played Alcorn State, unfortunately, last week. We didn't get a chance to talk about it, but Ja'Cory and Sewell and Reggie Davis were our players to watch on the ground. They've got a great 1-2 running attack. Ja'Cory and Sewell leading the conference in rushing. I don't know about this week. We'll have to check the statistics. But he's one of the SWAC's leading rushers. At least he was last year. So they finally got the running attack together, and they come out victorious. That takes the Alcorn State record, Rick, to 0-2 in conference play.
In conference.
And that's in conference play, but 1-5. Their only win of the season in Jack Spinks Stadium, of course, Lincoln, California, winless on the year. That final score, 42-0. Well, it's time to head to Jackson, Mississippi, ladies and gentlemen, for
what was billed to be a real shootout.
The shootout. Let's hop on a little train to go to Jackson, Mississippi.
Yeah.
Man, what a game. 38-34. I sat here in my little area. I call it Splendid Central. And watched a couple of the games. I've got some TV screens my kids bought me. So I was actually able to watch 4 Southwestern Athletic Conference games, just like you'll be able to watch 5 this week.
That's amazing.
On all of my devices, man. It was great to be able to go click, and look at all of the games being played, man. What a game, what a thriller. Down in the vet in Jackson, Mississippi, the Jackson State Tigers and the Alcorn State Hornets. It's the Andrew Body Show, and it was the Andrew Body Show, but just not enough. In the end, what a game. Jackson State remains and reigns king of the Southwestern Athletic Conference as they push their record in conference play to 3-0 in conference play. And overall, let me get the statistics. It's taking slow. It's coming pretty slow. They moved their record. Jackson State, there it is.
They're 5-1.
All right, they're 5-1 on the year and 3-0 in conference play, while Alabama A&M falls to 4-2 and 2-1. I mean, Jackson's not going to lose a game. They're definitely not going to lose 2. So I expect them in the championship. Gee whiz, I don't want to count Prairie View out. Prairie View is dangerous.
Okay.
But for all practical purposes and the numbers in Vegas, Jackson State will be going back to the Celebration Bowl.
But listen to this. I was watching the game and silly me thinking that, well, after the long pass that Body threw towards the end of the game and it got down to the 2-yard line, I said, well, that's it. I'm getting ready to turn the TV off. But then I hear the PA announcer say, 1 second on the clock, please. I'm going, what?
Well, they throw the flare. They throw the outside pass in the flare, and Jackson's all over it. I mean, defense was playing well. You know, Coach Robinson, I didn't get the chance to get on the pressure. A lot going on this week, man. It was my first one of this. But I didn't really get to hear what Eddie Robinson said about the play calling and all that.
Right.
But all in all, that was one of the most exciting games. That was really the SWAC championship, if you ask the big dog. I mean, so even. 29 first downs for Jackson State, 25 for the Hornets of Alabama State, man, on the legs of Terrell. Travis Terrell for Jackson State, 17 carries for 79 yards and a couple of touchdowns. Jacoby Morgan, the quarterback, 7 carries for 66 yards. He got it done when it was needed. And then Ahmad Miller to bring up the rear with 9 catches for, 9 rushes for 61 yards. Guess who led the whole game in rushing? It's the Andrew Body Show.
The Andrew Body
14 carries for 99 yards to lead all rushers. Holtzclaw, his backup, the running back, with 10 carries for 53 yards. Andrew Body is incredible.
One note in the game, with 50 seconds left, Alabama State is actually leading the game. They're actually winning this game.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
At this point, people are saying, oh, man, Jackson State is getting ready to lose. And people are on the phone calling people, texting people. And then, wouldn't you know it, Jacoby Morgan to Nate Rimber with 50 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter makes the score 38-34. And that's when the unbelievable happened. They get the ball down to the 2-yard line. And I'm thinking, well, here we go with an Andrew Body run. No.
And they passed it.
No. Needless to say, Jackson State pulled out another close game.
I am not going to question Coach Rob's play calling and get me beat up here, Rick Godfrey. I got to go and see them. I got to go around the SWAC for real.
I have a feeling he's watching the show right now, too.
They had a great game plan. Both coaches had a great game plan. It couldn't win either way.
Andrew Body outpassed. He actually outpassed Jacoby and Morgan. That's something that I found unusual. Normally, Morgan's passing for over 300 yards a game, but the Alabama State defense came with a game plan.
Well, you're talking about passing. Andrew Body, 20 of 30.
Yes, come on.
For 349 yards. Man, this kid is incredible. If he gets my vote for SWAC Player of the Year right now. If we had to pick somebody today, that's who I would pick as a SWAC Player of the Year. He's incredible.
There are whispers around the country right now that Andrew Body is a possible 2nd or 3rd round draft pick.
He got 2 more years, buddy. He's got 2 more years. G Boom confirmed that for us, but I'm almost sure he's got a couple of years.
A couple more years?
So
how many years
he's at least got 2 more years.
How many years did he spend at Texas Southern?
1.
1 year.
Got hurt last year at Alabama State in the opening game.
Okay.
Red shirt.
I stand corrected. Now, let me share some statistics with you from the Jackson State side. Travis Terrell, 17 carries for 79 yards, had a long run of 19, but he and the other stablemates, I call them stablemates, Jacoby and Morgan, 7 carries for 66 yards. Ahmad Miller, 9 carries for 61 yards. Denario Davenport, 8 carries for 37, and Janalen Dupree, 2 carries for 15 yards. Now, the Jackson State Tigers looks like they had their mind made up. We're going to run this football against these Hornets today. We're going to run the ball, and until they stop us from running, we're going to run it some more. On the receiving side, they had a pretty good day receiving, the receivers there. One of the guys, I recognize his name, Shamar Savage. That's a former Panther player.
Caught the first touchdown.
caught the first
He
touchdown. Yes,
off
he
at
did.
Jackson.
Yeah.
Believe that. How do
Yeah, and I had to go back in the annals and pull up Prairie View's roster from a couple of years ago, and there it was, Shamar Savage.
Oh, just last year. He
Just
was
last
there last year. Yeah, not 2 years ago. He was there last year.
Okay.
Out in the portal, went to Jackson State.
Yeah. But what a game it was. I mean, I think that we may have, it may be time well spent, but Jackson State, just as people thought they were about to meet the Doom Maker, they edged out another opponent by the score of 38-34.
Yeah, just notably on defense, because that's the train they're about to pull out and leave us here if we don't hurry up. Jaleel Lenore with 15 tackles for Alabama State, man. He was all over the place, man. Yeah. What a great game. That final score, Jackson State 38.
Yeah.
The Hornets of Alabama State
34.
34.
Yep.
What a game.
What a game.
Well, we better pray before we go here. Let's head to Pine Bluff, Arkansas, where the Golden Lions.
Come on, let's go.
I'm probably going to purgatory for spanking on the West Great Christian College football team.
Yeah.
79 to 10 was the score, Rick.
Get a load of these.
That's your team. I'm going to let you talk about it.
The Golden Lions of Arkansas Pine Bluff. Hey, listen, they were licking their chops when the Westgate football team pulled into the parking lot. Statistically, mind-blowing statistics. Quarterback Tyshawn Robbins, 9 completions on 13 attempts for 134 yards. They played 5 quarterbacks. The Golden Lions actually.
Everybody got in.
Everybody got in the game.
I'm retired.
Yeah, listen, I think if I'd have showed up, they might have put me in. DJ Stevenson threw a couple of passes. Christian Peters, 2 completions.
Well, they both threw touchdowns. They threw touchdowns on 2 of those.
Yes, they did. There were 3 quarterbacks who threw touchdowns. 3 quarterbacks had passes that were over 30 yards, completions over 30 yards. Then you go to the running backs. They had 2 running backs that rushed for over 80 yards, and make it a 3rd running back that rushed for over 40. So it was a day that was a long-awaited day at Arkansas Pine Bluff. They had a time. That's what you call a homecoming of homecomings. That final score once again was 79 to 10.
Yeah, great job of spreading the ball around like you really can't with that type of score. 9 receivers with catches. 9 receivers with catches there in Pine Bluff, Arkansas, man. They've got to be celebrating homecoming, but they got to get back to business. They've got a good team there, too. And I think Coach has everybody on board. And when I say everybody on board, I mean the faculty and staff, the president, the administration there, as well as the fans. They're starting to come back to Pine Bluff, even though the record is what it is. There's a lot of signs of hope. Pine Bluff now with a record of 3-3. They're 500 now. Mm-hmm. So Pine Bluff, there is some hope for Pine Bluff. No SWAC games for Pine Bluff yet.
I think they're 1-1 in SWAC.
1-6, but they haven't played any conference games. So, they have their destiny in their hand. If they can go on a tirade and beat everybody, they'll be in the West. But I don't know. They got a couple of bad plans. So
they're in the West with some pretty formidable foes. Texas Southern, Prairie View
for homecoming down in Pine Bluff, Arkansas. That final score again, Rick Godfrey, 79.
79.
Wow, what a
79
to 10, man. Well, we've got a final ride.
Come on, let's go.
Chatterbox wish he was on this one.
Where we going?
Golly gee, Willikers.
Where we headed?
The Texas Southern Tigers.
Oh my God.
Have arrived.
They've arrived.
2 in a row for Coach Chris Dishman as the Grambling State Tigers go down to Grambling, Louisiana, and defeat the Tigers of Grambling State.
21-20
in a thriller. I watched it. here in the studio with Hallelujah Sunshine, man. What a great day for football. It was a great day to be off and sit back and just enjoy Southwestern Athletic Conference football. What a game.
Grambling State Tigers had their hopes high. I tell you, Texas Southern came in and, for lack of a better way to explain it, they stole a game from the Tigers.
Stole the show on homecoming. Homecoming, man. Golly.
With players like Doug Williams in the bleachers watching the game from the sidelines. The Tigers, the Grambling Tigers, I have to remember both teams have the same mascot. But the Grambling Tigers came out and they scratched and they clawed. It was a real cat fight. No pun intended. Quarterback Ashton Fry, 9 completions on 11 attempts for 81 yards, no touchdowns. Kazavian Tissett, you gave me that last name. I was calling him Kazavian Tissett. You said, no, wait a minute, Rick. It's Tissett. That sounds so Louisiana.
It's Tissett, like when you have a tea party.
Yeah. I like that. He was 4 of 4 for 62 yards, no touches, with a long completion of 24. And they played a third quarterback. He didn't complete a pass. His name is Amon Darensburg, who was 0 of 1 for 1 interception. He completed one, but it was to the wrong team. On the rushing side, Trey Bradford. He's their workhorse on the ground. Trey touched the football 11 times and had 120 yards. Had a long run of 76. So teams that are coming up better keep their eyes peeled for Trey Bradford. He also got some assistance on the ground from Ashton Fry, Andre Cruz. There were a number of guys who touched the football with the Grambling Tiger rushing attack. As a team, they rushed for 215 yards total on the ground. On the receiving side, you had George Tyson with 2 catches, Keith Jones with 2 catches, Andrew Frazier with 2, and Nashawn Dickerson with 1 catch. And Jordan McBride had 2 catches as well. And at the bottom of the list, my guy, Cobades. I had to get that in there, man. You knew I had to get that in there.
Go ahead.
The Cobades had 1 catch. Go ahead, Charles. Run with it.
Well, yeah, as we look at the statistics, as we get ready to wrap up this one, 21-20, if you look at the statistics, very, very close. Both teams offensively had 16 touchdowns. Okay. 16 first downs.
16 first downs. I didn't know that.
Was 200, and I'm looking at the stats. Texas Southern was 228 yards on the ground. Grambling State, about 8 better with 215 yards.
Yeah.
On the ground. Mm-hmm. And then in the air, 89 yards for Texas Southern. Grambling got it done in the air with 143 yards. But, man, that Isaiah Bogarty is a monster.
Yeah.
And, man, he stuffed the Grambling State Tigers on that big play in the third quarter to kind of steal the sail, the wind out of their sails. Mid-fourth quarter. Let me be back in mid-fourth quarter. They knew that they were in the fight of their lives, and they started seeing deer in headlights then when Isaiah Bogarty made that big pop, man. Yeah. The whole crowd said, ooh, I heard it all the way here. The Grambling State Tigers, though, Mickey Joseph, man, having to sit back and do some rethink and take their record to 3-3 overall and 0-2 in conference play. The Texas Southern Tigers 3-3, but check this out: 3-1 in conference play, 1 game behind.
Yeah.
Purview A&M in the West race, in the Wild West, man. This is turning out to be a great football season.
The Wild West is exactly what it is. You have what do we have? 2 teams with 3 victories in the SWAC West, and we have 1 team with 2 victories.
Yep.
Yeah. So yes, Wild West it is. Coming up for Texas Southern next, we have who?
Texas Southern is playing Virginia Lynchburg. Virginia Lynchburg on their homecoming on Saturday at 1 o'clock. We'll talk about that at the end of the show as we preview next week. That's going to wrap it up for our football. But guess what? They're playing volleyball and they are playing soccer. Before we get there, the players of the week for football,
who do we have?
Aiken Renfro of Texas Southern who had a great game. Renfro, man, just all over the place. Let me give you his statistics.
What'd he do?
Renfro, with 18 carries, get this, for 152 yards.
Wow.
He was getting it done. Also, on the offensive side, Jacobian Morgan in his efforts in the win over the Alabama State Hornets. The co-defensive player of the week, Eric Whitley of Texas Southern University. Whitley, man, he was all over the place with Isaiah Bogarty. Edric Whitley with 9 tackles, Isaiah Bogarty with 6, but 2 for losses and 1 pass breakup for Isaiah Bogarty. The other co-defensive player of the week is Quincy Ivory of Jackson State, who had 14 tackles. He was all over the place and a fumble recovery. Offensively, well, Jeremy Ramirez for the Texas Southern University Tigers is the player of the week for special teams. And the newcomer of the week is Jackson State's Quincy Ivory, man. Another running back, man, coming out of the stable for Coach C.C. Taylor, man, with some talent, man. They just keep on coming. Yeah. They don't recruit. They reload.
Yeah.
Well, volleyball is going on, man. I tell you, a lot of good stuff going on in exciting SouthWestern Athletic Conference volleyball. The Texas Southern University Tigers got a win over Jackson State in 5 games. Alcorn State with a win over a match against the University of Arkansas Pine Bluff in 5, 3-2. Texas Southern incidentally over Jackson State 3-2. Prairie View gets another win under their belt. I think they're 6-0 now. 3-1.
Yes, they are.
3-1 over Texas Southern. The Hornets of Alabama State dropped another match to Jackson State. They get defeated 3-0. In the previous week, Pine Bluff defeats Mississippi Valley State on the previous day, which is Friday. Friday and Sundays are when they play. In this case, they played Sunday, Monday. For the Breast Cancer Awareness Week. So it was Sunday, Monday this week. They kind of flipped it over. Grambling State drops another one to Prairie View, 3-3 sets, 3-0. Southern defeats the Rattlers of FAMU in 4, 3 sets to 1. Southern University won over Grambling in 3. Bethune-Cookman gets their rival. The Rattlers went back and stung them in 4, 3 sets to 1. They get a victory. Bethune-Cookman on last Friday defeated Southern University 3-1. Texas Southern again, the winner over Alabama, University of Arkansas Pine Bluff 3-0. Bethune-Cookman gets the win over Alcorn State last week, and finally Prairie View or Jackson State. Wait a minute, is that right? Oh, Jackson State a winner over the Bulldogs of Alabama A&M. With a win in 4 sets, 3-1. Prairie View A&M University should be number 1 in the SouthWestern Athletic Conference. They're leading with a 6-0 start. Wow, what a great game! Players of the week, you got them?
Players of the week. Jackson State has the co-offensive player of the week. She shares that along with Prairie View's Kylie Owens. Jaden James from Jackson State, co-offensive player of the week, along with Prairie View's Kylie Owens. For those of you who have been under a rock for the past 2 years, Kylie Owens is the daughter of Pro Football Hall of Famer Terrell Owens. Yeah, that's right. She goes to Prairie View. So make your way to a Prairie View volleyball game and watch her. Was that Charles?
She get it from her daddy?
She gets it from her daddy.
Man, she could do it.
She got her looks from her mama. Don't tell T.O. I said
I ain't that. Look, Kobe is going to bite you. Kobe's going to bite you. I'm going to sit Kobe on you.
Yeah, the co-defensive player of the week. Let's say the Jackson State volleyball team is riding on the wings of a dove. Here's why. The co-defensive player of the week is Kyra Dove. The setter of the week is her twin, Karis Dove. And they share, they both earned the co-defensive player of the week and setter of the week. The co-defensive player of the week, Stephanie Carvalho from Bethune-Cookman. And the newcomer of the week also is Stephanie Carvalho from BCU. Go ahead, Charles.
She can get it done. Yeah, she can get it done. Well, That's volleyball this week. Let's hop over and see what's kicking. Rick, what are the scores? Next week. I'm sorry, next week. Okay, so we've got a visit. The Rattlers will visit Alcorn State.
Yeah.
The Bulldogs will visit Mississippi Valley State.
Mm-hmm.
The Golden Lions will visit the Panthers. And Grambling State will take on the Tigers. Those are all Friday games, I think. And then Valley will take on the Tigers of Jackson State. Prairie View will take on the Wildcats of Bethune-Cookman on the Sunday game. Texas Southern will take on the Rattlers on the Monday game. And the Tigers will take on the Tigers. Jackson State taking on Grambling State. And let's see, Mississippi Valley State will take on the Pine Bluff Golden Lions. Those last 5 matches are Friday.
Yes.
And those first 4 will be on Sunday. You can get all of the lineups, the scores, and all that at www.swac.org.
With regards to the Golden Lions of Arkansas Pine Bluffs volleyball team, they lost, I think by now, 17 games in a row.
Wow.
Yeah, and they got to play the number 1 team in the SWAC right now. Don't look real good for the Golden Lions.
Not going to be a happy day for the Golden Lions.
No.
Unless the Prairie View Panthers just some kind of way.
Just have an absolute collapse. Come on.
Exactly. All right, Rick, what's kicking on the soccer field, man?
Women's soccer, the Texas Southern Tigers defeated Alabama A&M by the score of 1-0. The Grambling Tigers knocked off Southern 2-0. And that game was played at Grambling. Alabama's A&M's Bulldogs knocked off Prairie View 5-0. And Texas Southern's Tigers beat the Alabama State Hornets. I'm sorry, not A&M, but Hornets. Alabama State Hornets 2-1. Jackson State rolled over Arkansas Pine Bluff 3-0. Prairie View got their second win this year by the score of 2-0 over the Hornets of Alabama State. The Jackson State Tigers lost to Grambling 4-0. And the Southern Jaguars dropped Arkansas Pine Bluff by the score of 5-1.
Players of the week, Rick. Who you got kicking on the soccer field? There are 4 of them, the players of the week. Now, let me see if you can say Sophia's name correctly.
Okay.
For Grambling State.
Here we go. Now, hey, listen, I'm a self-professed name specialist. Sophia Lazazidis.
No, Lazizidis.
That was a
Sophia
setup, man.
Lazizidis.
You set me up for that. You set me up.
Well,
Okay.
you did it last week. I thought you would remember, but you didn't.
She's your whatever that last name is. She's your offensive player of the week.
It took me like maybe 30 minutes when they came on the soccer field. I did PA for the championship last year. It took me like 30 minutes. I kept asking Lazizidis, and then I got it. And when we were calling on the line, she turned around and gave me the thumbs up.
The defensive player of the week is Kaylin Jenkins from Grambling State University. And if you didn't notice, all the players are from Grambling this week. The goalkeeper, Jalea Clark, and the newcomer of the week, Taya Sands from Grambling State University. That tells me that Grambling has a really good women's soccer program.
Wow. What a great week of soccer
Azizi.
coming up this week. The Golden Lions will visit the Tigers of Texas Southern. Alcorn State will take on the Jaguars. Grambling State then take on Prairie View A&M. The Golden Lion Pine Bluff Arkansas Lions, the Golden Lions of Arkansas Pine Bluff, not about 80 miles from Domont, Arkansas, will take on the Panthers Prairie View. And Grambling State will take on the Tigers of Texas Southern, another Tiger fight. I can't believe that we're on time today. Gee Willikers.
Yeah. By the way, keep in mind, some of those games will be played Friday and some will be played on Sunday, Charles. Is that right?
I'm sorry. Say that again.
Some of the games will be played Friday, and some of those the first set of games will be played
Friday, Sunday, and Monday are the games. Or Sunday, Mondays. If they don't play Friday, it's Sunday, Monday.
Right.
But if they play Friday, they'll play Sunday, just depending on where they are and how they have to travel.
Right.
So I think it has a lot to do with it. We're going to get some better information for you folks as we get ready to come next week. Next week, expect a little bit longer show. Next week, we got a lot of stuff going on in the SouthWestern Athletic Conference. Texas Southern is experiencing homecoming this weekend. Remember, we promote responsible fun.
Yeah.
And we're watching So we want to pray that it's a safe, fun, and happy homecoming down at Texas Southern University. We've got roots there. We love the Tigers. Please, please, please act like y'all got some sense. All right.
Right.
Grambling State will take on the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff. In Pine Bluff, Arkansas. Incidentally, the Virginia Lynchburg and the Texas Southern game will be on SWAC TV. That is the matinee at 1 o'clock. Grambling State will take on Pine Bluff in Pine Bluff, Arkansas. That is at 2 o'clock p.m. on SWAC TV. Mississippi Valley State will have their homecoming down in Nittavina for a 2 o'clock kickoff against Lincoln of California. That's on SWAC TV, 2 o'clock. Alcorn State to FAMU in Tallahassee, Florida said, you got one under your belt. Let's get it going. There's Cedric and Cozy, Cedric Thomas and Jimmy Cozy going at it at 3 o'clock on SWAC TV. Jackson State's got a bye week this week. Bethune-Cookman has a bye week this week. But I think the biggest game, all eyes are on the Bluff in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, as Tremaine Hawkins and the dog in me travels up I-10. We're headed that way. Hallelujah, Sunshine and I. We're going to go watch that one for ourselves. She just want to go to Tony's and get something to eat, G-Boom.
Take awesome. Some pictures. Make sure y'all take some pictures.
We'll take pictures. We'll post them. We've been having a great time. We're so blessed. The SouthWestern Athletic Conference has blessed us. Before we go, the cross-country runners of the week.
There you go.
Leah Williams, the women's runner. Mm-hmm. Megan Myers of Prairie View A&M. I'm sorry, Leah Williams of Alabama State is the women's runner. Megan Myers is the newcomer of the week from Prairie View A&M University. Andrew, on the men's side, Andrew Piglot.
That's a bad man. That's a bad man.
Is the men's runner, and the newcomer is Andrew Piglot. He gets both awards.
That's a bad man.
Week. Yeah. Don't get, ladies and gentlemen, you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, and TikTok at Splendid Media Resource. We want to thank our producer, the man who keeps this ship rolling.
Beat goes boom, boom,
boom. Raymond Holly, G. Boom. We don't have time for that this week. We're it's almost out of time. We're starting on you. We're going to be out of time. On Tuesday, we're going to talk about preseason basketball next week on episode 8. That's why it's going to be a long show. Until then, this is Charles Porter, Rick Godry, the Golden Voice, for Chatterbox, Larry Hill, Jaden Cole, and our main man once again, Raymond Holly. Like and share, like and share. Oh, we really like and share. We'll see you next week with another trip around the SWAC.